1. This is an informative speech by Steve Cosby. Specific purpose of the speech is I want to inform the audience of the different views on climate change. There are several different points of views on climate change. Some would say that the climate is being drastically influenced by mankind. And others say that climate change is clearly a natural occurring event. Unquestionably, it's at the center of the political race, and with so many people having their opinions on this most important topic, this paper will review a few different views on climate change. There are many different opinions on climate change. Some political parties suggest if we don't drastically reduce our carbon footprint, the world as we know it will cease to exist. Others believe climate change is a cyclical occurrence that has been happening for millions of years. Subsequently, people don't know who to believe or trust with the facts on this topic. According to NASA at climatenasa.gov, there is no question that increased levels of greenhouse gases must cause the Earth to warm in response. Ice cores drawn from Greenland, Antarctica, and tropical mountain glaciers show that the Earth's climate responds to changes in greenhouse gas levels. NASA also acknowledges that the recent warming events have a high probability and significance because they have determined that this has occurred due to the result of human activity since the mid-20th century. According to climateactionreserve.org, scientists have confirmed that the Earth is warming and that greenhouse gas emissions from cars, power plants, and other man-made sources, rather than natural variations in climate, are the primary cause. The personnel at Climate Action Reserve directly puts the blame on man-made sources and mankind itself. They state that greenhouse gases from things like cars, buses, boats, airplanes, just to name a few, are indeed the cause of greenhouse gases and thus contributing in a big way to global warming. Companies like the Climate Action Reserve work with other like-minded companies throughout the world to come up with solutions to today's environmental hazards. They work to offset the damages that has been done to the environment and advocate for a safer method of living. And last but not least, there are the folks over at skepticalscience.com. They have many theories of why climate change is a myth and gives a list of different topics on these theories. They state these views are based on a different set of facts. Some say science-based, and others will even argue that the science behind the whole global warming is a conspiracy based on botched scientific studies. Over at www.nationalreview.com website, last summer, a minority staff report from the U.S. Senate Committee on Environment and Public Works gave details on a Billionaires Club, a shadowy network of charitable foundations that distribute billions to advance climate alarmists. Shadowy nonprofits such as the Energy Foundation and Tides Foundation distributed billions to the far-left green groups such as the Natural Resources Defense Council, which in turn sent staff to the EPA, who then direct federal grants back to the same groups. In conclusion, I have looked at a few different points of views on climate change. One from NASA, one from Climate Action Reserve, and skepticalscience.com. I have to say that NASA and Climate Action Reserve both had scientific evidence based on solid research that greenhouse gases are affecting the Earth's climate and thus undoubtedly contributing to global warming. The last website, skepticalscience.com and nationalreview.com, were basically stating how researchers are taking money to advance the narrative for political use. I feel that it is best to go with information that has actual science and studies that have been done and proves its claims, rather than put my trust in some political claims that want to make outrageous claims with no proof of its own. You've heard some of the claims, and you will need to decide what makes more sense, science or politics. Thank you all very much for your time.